For the Lost Tribe, you need level 13 Agility and Thieving, and level 17 Mining. You also need to have completed the Goblin Diplomacy and Rune Mysteries quests. I have those links to those guides here in the video as well as in the description below. For the required items, you're going to need any pickaxe you have the level to use, a tinderbox, and a light source. I'll include a note on that in the next screen. Also, I would recommend having the runes or teletabs for Vrak, Falador, and Lumbridge. You're going to want to choose the best light source you can, because the better the light source, the lower the chance of it extinguishing unexpectedly. I've created a table here with the most common light sources. In my case, the best I can light is an oil lantern, so that's the one I'll be using. The quest starts in the middle floor of Lumbridge Castle, in the same royal bedroom that we started the Rune Mysteries quest in, but this time talk to Sigmund, the Duke's advisor. Ask him, do you have any quests for me? He'll say there's a collapsed wall in the cellar and you should ask around town if anyone saw anything. So now talk to the various NPCs around Lumbridge, not the just generic man and woman, but the named ones. One of them will say they saw a goblin in the basement. Try talking to the Duke, the cook, and Hans outside, the priest, Donnie, and Bob the smith. Once you've heard about the goblin, report back to Sigmund, who in turn will tell you to report it to the Duke. The Duke will tell you to go investigate, so head down to the kitchen and then down through the trapdoor. You'll see a hole in the east wall blocked with rubble. Use your pickaxe on the rubble pile, and then light your light source and squeeze through the hole. Go down the tunnel a few steps and pick up the brooch, but don't go any further, just turn around and go back through the hole. Return to the Duke and proudly tell him, I dug through the hole and found a tunnel! And then show him the brooch. The Duke will ask you to go consult with Reldo the librarian in the Vrak Castle. So head to Vrak, use your teleport if you have one, and then go to the northernmost room to find the library. Find Reldo and talk to him. He says he saw a book that might be of help. Check the northernmost bookshelf against the west wall and you'll find the book we need. Click on the book and turn through the pages to get to the last page, where we'll find a symbol that matches the one on the brooch. Remember to keep the book for the remainder of the quest. Next stop is Goblin Village. Use your Falador teleport and then run north. We get to ask our old friends Wartface and Bentnose about the symbol and the brooch. Talk to one of them and ask, have you heard of the Dorgershin? There will be a little dialogue, but it doesn't really matter, apparently. Tell them that. From the goblin's charming broken English, we can gather that the Dorgershin are a mythical, peaceful goblin tribe. Say, well, either way they refuse to fight. They'll talk about how the Dorgershin were banished to live underground, and then say, well, I found a brooch underground. They'll talk about the proper way to greet another goblin, and ask them, well, why not show me both greetings? And the goblins will teach you the victory salute and the goblin bow emotes. Thank them and leave. Return to the Duke and Sigmund in Lumbridge Castle. Talk to the Duke and tell him I spoke to the generals in the Goblin Village. Sigmund urges the Duke to launch an attack and the Duke tells you to go find out more if you can. Head down the stairs, into the kitchen, and back down into the cellar. Run over to the hole in the wall, make sure your light source is lit, and then squeeze through the hole. Now, the next part is a bit tricky. We have to go through a maze, and if you make a wrong turn, you can get hit with some pretty serious damage. Just go slowly and follow along carefully. Start by heading to the area where you found the brooch. Now, head east until you reach an intersection. Go east again to the next intersection, and then go north a few steps until you find a path going west. Keep going west as far as you can. Then the path will curve around to the north, and then back around to the east. Look for a path heading south and take it for just a few steps. And take the eastern path for only a few more steps. Then go north. Go north as far as you can and follow the path as it curves around to the east and then south. Ignore the fork heading south and go as far west as you can, before the path heads to the south and into a four-way intersection. Take the path east, and then north. The tunnel will curve around to the east and then south, and then a little bit to the west. Take the path south, then go south again. The tunnel will curve south and then around to the east. And then we finally made it. Great job, that is by far the hardest part of the quest. Now find the goblin named Mistag, and then do the goblin bow emote and he'll recognize you as a friend. The Dorgashun tribe is actually peaceful and tunneled through the wall by accident. These guys remind me of my cat. They have huge eyes and they're scared of everything. If you talk to Mistag again, you can select, "Can you show me the way out of the mine?" and he'll offer to lead us back through the tunnel. Thank the baby Jesus. Now exit the tunnel and return to the Duke. Tell him, "I've made contact with the cave goblins. The Duke says that some silverware is missing from the cellar, and unless it is returned, there is no option but war." Are you kidding me? He's gonna go to war over some spoons? Imagine if they'd stolen a frying pan, or God forbid, a teapot. Also, it was Sigmund who stole the silverware. Pickpocket him to find a key, and then head next door to the room with the spinning wheel, and then use it to open the chest there. You'll find a set of ham robes. Return to the Duke and tell him you think Sigmund is part of the ham cult. But he doesn't really care. We have to find the stolen silverware, which is hidden at the ham base. It can be found by going to the old building circled here. When you find the broken down building, right-click on the trapdoor and select Pick Lock. It might take a few attempts, but eventually it will open and you can climb down. You don't have to go far into the base, just search the crate in the first chamber to find the stolen silverware. Return to the Duke and tell him you found the missing silverware in the ham cave. The Duke fires Sigmund and offers the cave goblins a peace treaty. Go to the hole in the cellar one more time and make sure your light source is lit, then squeeze through the hole. Now, when you go towards the brooch, there'll be a goblin named Khazgar that you can ask to lead you through the tunnel, thank goodness. Find Mistag and you'll offer him the peace treaty. There'll be a cutscene where you'll see the goblins and the Duke talking together. Oh, la la la, isn't it great? But then we see Sigmund hiding outside the door. Ooh, foreshadowing. Okay, quest done. If you're planning on doing the sequel quest, Death to the Dorgashun, definitely keep those ham robes you got. You'll need them. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them for me below. I'll read them. And if you're going to be doing any more quests in the future, you might want to think about subscribing.